look right. You know, it was wild. So that's when I came online to street stuff. Probably when I was like 5 or 6, and I forgot the question, but you know, you just taking me on memory lane.
No, you
So
good. You good. You good.
yeah, so that's when my parents broke up though, like because they was in an abusive relationship. My pops, he just passed. You know, may God be pleased with him. He was a LAPD or a detective or something, and he was abusive. And my mom almost chopped my head off trying to shoot him. You know what I'm saying? Because they was so that's why they even split. You know what I'm saying? Because of their abusive relationship with each other. So you know, my mama took me back to where she was born and raised on the east side in Watts or you know Compton, and that's really where I grew up. So I lived with my grandparents the majority of my childhood life. So like I said, you know, my grandparents is my uncle, my mother, us, you know. So it's like three generations in one little house, you know, in the middle of a little war zone, in the middle of dope, rock, cocaine, and you know, all you know,
Right.
when
Right.
guns and the drugs first hit. So it was the wrong place. It was the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right. Right. Now, did you have a good relationship with your pops?
Nah, not at all. I had no relationship with him.
None at all.
None at all.
And you know what, man? You'd be surprised how many of us share that same sentiment. You know what I mean? In my age group, I don't know no, I don't have not one homeboy that has a relationship with his father like the Huxtables, including myself. Including myself. That shit was only for TV. You know what
Right.
I mean? But that's for another story. I could share mine too, man.
Yeah.
But uh now back in those days when you were coming up, did you see more black business establishments than you do today?
Not really. I don't even. I wasn't even conscious of black business. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
So
And
everything.
go ahead, brother. I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah. Uh, it might have been like a little dairy or something like you know where a black person was working at or like an old mom and pops, but that might just been one you know one throughout the whole neighborhood throughout the whole you know section. So it wouldn't even be considered a black business. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Now, you know what? I bring that up because I wasn't conscious of that either.
Hmm.
But I'm sure just as you are, our grandparents, they were entrepreneurs. I
Right.
know mine was. The men of that day, they were entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
My grandfather and his brothers, they had a barbecue spot.
Mm.
Uh, Back then in LA, man, you remember the ABC supermarket?
Yep.
I heard that was black owned. I didn't know that. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
But you remember the TV show South Central with
Uh-huh.
Lorenz Tate?
Yeah. I never watched it. I heard of it though.
It was Lorenz Tate. He was in that show, and Earl Billings or Clifton Powell.
Yeah.
I forget which one of them dudes. They played the owner of a grocery store because the mother in that show, she used to go get groceries. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? When she ain't have money, he was able to give her groceries. And later on, it came out that they was depicting this show. I mean, excuse me, they was depicting the supermarket ABC. It was black owned. And it was always in black areas because they didn't have no ABC in Long Beach. They
Right.
only had them in LA, the heart of LA back then. You know what I mean? And I saw more black people than anything back then. It was other races and everything, but we was the majority. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I saw that as the population, but as far as the businesses, I didn't never pay attention. Like I know in Compton, like on Wilmington and Alondra, you know, one of my homies, father owned Miracle Market. That's right across the street from the Compton Airport and Park Village. So Miracle Market was a black-owned little mom and pop grocery store. It wasn't no chain. It wasn't no no chain of stores. And then like the Hawkins burgers. You know what I'm saying?
Off Imperial.
Yeah. So stuff
Yeah.
like that. But that was just few and far between. Like you know what I'm saying? It wasn't
And
no.
I'm glad you brought up, I'm glad you, not to cut you off, brother. I'm glad you brought up Hawkins, right? Because we did have a lot of black businesses. And my question to you would be, why do you think, what do you think was the downfall of black businesses? Because we had a lot of moms and pop stores.
Yeah.
Just like Hawkins. Hawkins, man, if anybody was ever to be able to sneak over to Hawkins and get a burger, them was the bombest burgers that you ever put in your mouth. But only the bounty hunters was able to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody else, people from my section. I'm like, man, cause we ain't trying to fight to get no burger.
Wow.
We ain't trying to risk, and that's how you know in the black neighborhoods, man. If this how you know if the food is gonna be good. If you could lose your life there, the food is amazing. You know what I mean? It's the bomb. You know what I mean? But I think that the gangs destroyed our black businesses. You know what I mean?
Who created the gang? So are we gonna blame the gangs or were the gangs created in products of COINTELPRO?
No, they were, and I'm 100% in agreement. But expound on that.
Yeah, so it's like gangs and all that in LA is all spinoffs of the Nation of Islam and the Black Panthers. That's where all the gangs came from, basically, right? And the way that the Nation of Islam and the Black Panthers and organizations like that was destroyed is through agent provocateurs, through agents of the FBI, the U.S. government, the J. Edgar Hoover COINTELPRO. So the same way that they plant they people, of course they black, you know what I'm saying, but since the time of Jesus, there was always Judases. There's always going to be a snitch. There's always going to be somebody that's going to trade or turn, sell you out, whatever, for their own personal cowardness or weakness or greed or whatever their reasons is. So that's what happened among us. These same people that brought us over here as slaves, that they used the technology, behavioral science, behavioral warfare science on us, that taught us how to divide and conquer and keep us fighting at each other and looking at each other as the enemy instead of the one that we all know is the common enemy. Like, you get locked up and you behind the wall and you see who running the show in that tower, the towers, or the, gun tower or whatever, then it's no secret. We know that, but it's like a road runner, Bugs Bunny road runner, like little mental governor, hypnotic program that they put in black people that you can't touch the white man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can do something to a nigga. I can kill a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I can go head up like the nigga bullets don't hurt as bad as the white man's bullets. Like, nigga stand up and shoot it out like face to face, not ducking and running or nothing. You running towards a nigga that's shooting at you, and no, them bullets ain't gonna do you the same as like. So subconsciously, we thought that white people are divine. We thought God is white, the Son of God is Jesus. So if Jesus is white, then God must be white. So their bullets are blessed.
Right.
But their bullets won't just kill your body; their bullets will kill your soul.
That's
right. Know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of mental poisoning that we always had, which allowed them to divide us and have us going at each other instead of going at them as the real enemy.
Grown folk taste test, no Coke and Pepsi. It's strictly for the grown.